So just a little bit more about culture and working across cultures. One of the things I talk about often is the danger of the single story. Now, I told you about the young woman out of East Africa with cerebral palsy whose parents left her, her family left her in the house alone. If you heard just part of that story, you might think that all East African families would desert their child to save themselves. And you might think poorly of that family if you didn't hear all of the story or understand the context of what was happening there. The woman who separated from her husband and had to carry her children across international borders, you might think, what a coward, that husband who left her when that decision was made to protect her, his thinking was, if I get away from her, then they will hunt me and leave her alone. People make the best decisions that they can at the time, and it's dangerous for us to hear a part of a story, a part of a cultural vignette, a part of a human experience, and then extrapolate from that a whole idea about what a culture is. So it's important for us to do a couple of things. One, to be curious and to ask questions, thoughtfully ask questions, not probing or questioning the person, but rather, tell me about this so I can understand more about what happened to you. Can you explain to me how your culture understands this kind of thing? And this is something we must do over and over and over again with different people to really get a broader understanding of a culture. Another piece of that is what we call cultural humility. For me, cultural competency is what I was just talking about, the whole of exploring what does this, how do I engage a culture? How do I reflect with people? How do I understand more about their experience? Humility is a part of that, a very important part of getting a better cultural understanding, cultural competency skills. Humility means being flexible, not just physically, but in your mind. What I described as stopping, holding your culture aside, and then opening yourself up to understand what really has happened to a person and understand that viewpoint that they see the world through. That humility to not say, this is right and that is wrong. Again, moving ourselves outside of that ethnocentrism, which is normal, which protects us, but allowing ourselves to step out of that for a moment so that we can truly encounter this person from their point of view.